What's up guys, you're watching VintageGenetics, all about bringing back the classic physiques, and we're gonna train arms today, the Arnold Schwarzenegger supersets. Perhaps we're gonna change it up a little bit to confuse the body, as they all say. And before we do, we're gonna have a meal, and it's a bodybuilding meal but different. You don't always have to eat the chicken and rice and broccoli. You can have different combinations of food and just have a much better tasting meal by just adding or changing some little things and actually making it easier for you to prepare your meals. But I'm gonna show you what I've just made right now. Okay, so what do we have right here? Now, what is this, first of all, right? What is that now? It is a carb, and it is polenta. Now, polenta is an Italian, basically the Italian version of potatoes, We eat mashed potatoes, they eat polenta, but the difference is you cook it in like 3 minutes. So you put you can mix it with milk, water, or anything you want, any liquid, and it'll thicken up in 3 minutes and you're done. Well, you can do 500 grams in one batch and just put it in the fridge and it'll stiffen up like this, and then you can cut it in pieces exactly how you want, and it's just very convenient and very tasty. Now, it's corn, so it's not a complex carb, but before you work out, you want something to digest fast, and in about 2 hours I'm working out, so this is perfect for me. Now, what is this? This is broccoli right here with some mushrooms and 2 white fishes of 200 grams. Now, the macro of this is about 50 grams of carbs, 50 grams of protein, but almost no fat, because you don't have to use fat with this. And how I did this, I cooked this in one pan, put some water in it, then put the mushrooms and broccoli in it, put a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of spice, and then put the fish on top and just let it simmer for a while. So you don't, you can just put the timer on 15 minutes. When you come back, it's done like this. So that's, this is a different kind of meal that I just sometimes like to use. But if you track your food, you can do a lot of different things with it. And if you add your vegetables, if you add enough protein, you're good. But and the corn is not a popular choice for bodybuilders. Rice is, potatoes are, but Bicep, what do you think? Do you agree that corn is an option? You agree? I do too. So anyway guys, let's train some arms.
Okay, so this arm workout starts off with triceps and then moving straight over to biceps. Now, this is on a Wednesday and I normally train chest on this day, hence the priority for triceps. So we start out with the overhead dumbbell extension, and I usually do this one with one arm at a time, but with both arms you can use a lot more weight, which will stretch out your triceps a lot more, which is what that exercise is mostly about. So go down as much as you can. And we superset this with another basic exercise, the Ez-Bar Curl. And as you can see, I don't use that much weight. I mostly put 3.5 of these plates on each side and still be able to perform 10 reps with good form. And form on a barbell curl to me is a lot more important than the weight. Then we move on to the rope pushdown, and the rope pushdown targets the small or outer head of the triceps more, which I want to focus on as it's one of my weak points. And you can see through my vest that the outer head is contracted when I am at the bottom of the movement. But to maximize this, you push out the rope with your wrists at the bottom. And this is supersetted with the close grip preacher curl. So we have got two things going on here in this exercise. Firstly, the close grip emphasizes the outer head of the bicep. If the outer head grows more and basically becomes higher than the inner head, it creates a bicep peak, a classic golden era bicep peak. And I'm certainly aiming for that one. Now, the preacher bench ensures increased tension on the biceps throughout the whole movement, but especially at the bottom, a full stretch is important. And the third superset is about emphasizing the medial head more. Now, I wanted to say this: when I say emphasize, I don't literally mean that's all that we are targeting. The triceps have three heads. The small head, which is on the outside, the medial head, which runs in the middle basically, and the long head, which creates that sweep under your arms when doing a front double biceps, for example. And in every tricep exercise you target all of these heads, but you can put emphasis on one or the other by changing the angle, the exercise itself, etc. Now, I feel that Skullcrushers are almost like a press, so I feel it more in my medial head, which is involved in presses. The French press, which looks almost the same as this, except you put the bar behind your head, targets the long head more, because we change the angle of the movement, but make sure to control the weight when you go down and try to contract those triceps at the top. And we superset this with a basic bicep exercise, yet often done wrong: the alternating dumbbell curl. I like to alternate because then you can really focus on each individual bicep, but the key here is to supinate your wrists as far as you can when you're at the top of the movement. This creates a much bigger tension on your biceps and simply makes the exercise more complete. The last superset of the day actually is the hammer strength tricep press, starting out with this one. Normally this machine is used for chest, but tucking your elbows inwards and focusing purely on those triceps, especially on the contraction, makes it a really good alternative for the close grip bench press. And of course, we cannot forget the concentration curls. This is one of my absolute favorites for biceps, a very famous Arnold exercise and widely practiced in the golden era. This is a really good one to focus on the peak contraction of the biceps and try to move the dumbbell to the other arm's shoulder and squeeze it hard. But it's also important to stretch all the way down. Never skip a full range of motion, because as you can see, it creates a very good pump. You know, the longer the distance is that your arm moves throughout the motion, the more blood you can allow to rush in and create that pump. Attempting one of Arnold's famous side poses here, it's more difficult than it looks, but I love practicing classic poses, and I might just use this one in my routine in my upcoming show after I perfected it. And every time I train triceps, I like to finish them off with a similar exercise like this, a bodyweight tricep press, and usually I superset between different presses. I try to do as many reps as possible in this one, but you can't do much anyway, since you already blasted your triceps the entire workout. But this is the classic way of burning out your triceps at the end of a workout, and it really does feel different from any other tricep exercise, so definitely give it a try. Since this usually is a chest workout, I still want to include some side delts as I usually do on Wednesday. So we are putting in some side delt work by doing the best exercise for it, the side dumbbell lateral raise. And I like to do a lot of reps on this one, get in a lot of volume. And we actually did a lot of volume in today in general. I usually go for 3 to 4 sets, but I felt energized, so I put in another set here and there. And then we finish off with the wide grip upright row. The wide grip, make sure you target your side delts instead of your traps, so make sure to at least grip it shoulder width. And that's it for today, guys. I want to thank you a lot for watching. A lot more different content coming. Been working on it a lot, and always remember to stay golden.